All right. So, okay, we're going to talk about 3-day refresh and ultimate reset tonight. So, it's funny because hadn't really thought of these as topics until this morning. Obviously, Bev and Jen and I had a great conversation about ultimate reset and what it's all about. And it's one of those programs where I've been wanting, I should say, I've been chicken to do it. Full disclosure, because I'm like, it's going to tell me what to eat. And I've worked a lot on not feeling like I'm being told what to do. That's part of my hang up with food. But it's also, I didn't want to stop my workouts. So it's one of those things though, where this really is a good timing for me. And so then I thought, we should all talk about it, because some of the stuff we talk about, like some of our supplements or some of our other programs, but we've never talked about it on this call. And maybe other people are curious about what the 3-day refresh or the ultimate reset is really all about. So let's start 3-day refresh. That's a quick one. So 3-day refresh is really a low calorie, kind of a quick reset, I would say. It's it's going to help you get through some sugar cravings. It can help you, eliminate the caffeine and then stay off of it. But because it's only 3 days, it's not, quite the intention that happens in an ultimate reset. But a lot of people also, especially, it's a great way to start with your nutrition plan, because you do see some quick results with it. And by results, I mean, some weight loss with it. And you also feel different by the end of the 3 days. And so that then can be encouraging to continue eating well and following a nutrition plan, because you've already gone 3 days without some coffee or soda or whatever it was you were having. You've already gone 3 days without sugar. And so then you can just jump into your nutrition plan and keep it going. So it can be a really great jump starter. I will say this though, in the 3-day refresh, the weight you lose is likely from, water retention, inflammation. It is not a fat loss per se, because there's only so much fat your body is going to use up in 3 days. But you definitely can be losing weight from the whatever water retention you had going on because of inflammation. And you're probably gonna do a little bit of a colon cleanse. Is that a nice way to say it? You'll have a little extra coming through your system. And so while the weight loss isn't necessarily fat, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to put it back on either, because you can continue then with good nutrition and following either portion fix or to be mindset to keep things going. Does that make sense? So how many have done 3-day refresh? Okay. All right. So, and I think I've done it 3 times. I think I usually lose around 3 pounds if I remember right. My first one was only 2 something. I'm like this, I'm a turtle in losing weight. So it does not come off of me fast. But I think the most I lost was 3.5. How did everybody else do with it?
It's been too long for me, but I mean, I can lose 3 pounds. I mean, shoot, I lost 2 pounds from yesterday to today. So I was like, wow. So it's just the water, really, water retention.
Yeah.
So I didn't do anything differently. I think it's kind of funny because I think I didn't really get to read Megan's post yesterday, but I think it was in regards to, oh, I ate great and been exercising. She gained 3 pounds or something. So.
Do you mean Megan Davis?
Yeah.
Yes.
Davies. Yeah.
Oh, Davies. Yeah.
Davies.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, your fluctuations are they're dependent on so many different things. It's not just food going in. And especially as women, we have extra fluctuations in hormones that can change a lot of things. So yeah, you can definitely have shifts like that for sure.
I think mine was just probably water. I mean, I haven't done it in 3 years, but if I had to guess, it was just probably loss of water. And then of course, the next day I probably gained it back. So
think for me, it was like between 2 and 4 pounds, but it's not, and it comes pretty much back within the week. But for me, the value is like resetting my sugar cravings.
Right.
Is really what it does for me. Like if I'm coming off of a bad eating spell and I just want to break the cravings, like rip off the Band-Aid, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, it really is.
Mhm.
Lily's taking pictures of us, I can tell.
I heard a snap. I know. I was like, she probably got a double chin here, but that's all right.
Oh, I do.
Start
She
making
did.
funny faces when I know it's coming. Yeah, it's one of those things where I think it is really great. It's in a mindset too, because if your goal, like after that 3-day refresh, is to continue to lose weight, it can be a good mindset to like drop a few and then keep things going, right? Because I know we like to feel rewarded that we're doing things that get us closer to the goal. So it's definitely one of those quick programs. And I think it's really, like, for me, I see it best as like getting yourself geared up for following a food plan. I know some people use it monthly just to kind of, I don't know, or after a holiday weekend, or just kind of as a reset from indulging too much. I mean, in the end, I think I'd rather see the indulging minimize, and then you don't feel like you have to go on to a cleanse to fix it. You know what I mean? But that's perfect world. So, it just depends on how you want to use it.
It helps me feel like more like I can take control. Like it's short, it's only 3 days, it's 1, 2, 3, it's spelled out for you. And then I feel like, okay, I did that, then it makes the regular portion containers seem like huge meals that you're gonna have after that, and it just
You're like, look at all this food, it's amazing.
Yeah, I kind of use it like that as well, Deanna. I usually use it after holidays, where I want to get back on track nutritionally. It's not it's not about the weight that I'm losing. It's more about getting back nutritionally.
Honing it in.
Kind of, yeah, and to try to get rid of the sugar craving or the champagne or wine craving or whatever I've been binging on. And so that's kind of how I've always used it in the past. Just usually after Thanksgiving or Christmas, but I don't do it on a regular basis. I've never done it monthly. So
it looks like I normally lose 6 pounds on
Damn,
average.
Wow.
look at you go.
Scott has lost up to 10 pounds. But yeah, I mean, I basically do it for just the detox, like just to get rid of sugar cravings and get my act back together. So, but yeah, that's about it. And I really actually like the vanilla fresh. Like
I do
wish
too. Yeah,
I
I
wish
do
that
too.
they sold it like separately. And oddly enough, I don't mind the fiber sweet.
Kim's already, I don't mind
Yeah.
it either. Kim's
As
already
long as
gagging.
the water has to be really cold. The water has to be cold, and then I add lemon juice to it.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, and it makes it taste like to me, but please forgive me because I haven't had Fruit Loops and probably I can't even know. I like so long, but it tastes like Fruit Loop milk, like old Fruit Loop milk
Huh.
to me, except not milk, like water, but still milk. So
Yeah.
Well, I thought the fiber sweep was totally, totally horrible until I did the ultimate reset. And now I find it almost pleasurable because I'm not drinking the power green. So like, my opinion definitely changed on that.
I start not liking the power greens in the beginning, but by the end of the ultimate reset, I'm like, these aren't bad.
Oh.
I don't know.
do you so in the ultimate reset, do you drink the greens just with water mixed, like, because I have the greens in my shake every day?
Yeah, but it's not the same, I don't think. I don't know, maybe they are, but I don't know. To me, they're much more, I don't know. They have some saltiness to them almost, I feel
I
like.
wonder if it has some of the mineralized stuff in it too, for just for
Yeah. I mean, I literally drink it with as little of water as possible though, but it gets to the point where, yeah, by the time I'm done,
You're just
doesn't-
doing like a green shooter.
yeah, it doesn't bother me. I don't know. Yeah. I don't mind the supplements. It's not how it was the first time though. Yeah, the first time I did it, it was different. But by the end of the 21 days, I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. But it's not like I, sat there and continued with them, which you can, and, continue with your alkalinity and keep that going. And I did not opt in for that journey.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to eliminate my barking dog. Be right back. Talk about the 3-day refresh and things you want people to know about it.
I don't know. I don't mind the 3-day refresh. I think it's good. I think it's a lot. But I do not work out with it. I know there's people that work out with it, but I do not have enough. That is not enough food for me to sustain a workout for 3 days.
What exactly do you do on this? What, you just drink supplements, and what do you do?
You get very specific. You get to choose between like different meals for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it is all like healthy fats, fruits, vegetables, and then protein. And the protein comes in the form of supplementation because it's not animal protein. It's a vegan protein. There's no soy or anything in it. But yeah, so it's that's really what it is. And you can do, there's yoga workouts specifically designed to go with it. And I use those because they're not intense, they're light, and they aid in the digestion process and stuff like that, just the different stretches that they have you do. So I like that. But there are people that continue with their workout regimen, and I do not. No. And you drink a lot of water. You try to drink as much water as you can.
Are you talking about the 3-day or the?
Yeah,
or
the 3-day. The 3-day refresh.
Yeah, I never worked out in the 3-day either, just because I think it's only like 900-ish calories, if I remember right. And so I was like conserving every one of those. Just and I have to say, the thing that helped me the most to do it and get through it more happily, because like I usually day 1 of not having coffee, I'm kind of like, this is dumb, I don't want to do this. And then day 2, I'm like, this is really dumb, but I've only got 1 day left. But if I do the veggie broth at night, that really helped me. So you could add in like a cup of warm veggie broth, because the other piece about it that was just a little tricky for me, depending on what time of year you do it, is most of the food's cold. And so like I liked having that warm veggie broth at night, just to feel like I was, having something extra and doing it then. I don't know if I get to have that kind of stuff on the Ultimate Reset or not. Am I gonna?
I mean, it's not quite the same.
Huh?
It's not quite the same, but
yeah.
I mean, you have, there's so much food. There's
That's
just so much food.
like. Yeah.
I mean, you are not short on food at all.
I was not hungry with it.
What if you
No.
can't eat that much food?
Then you don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you just eat what you can.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
they recommend that you eat it. And but if you physically can't, then you don't push yourself to be sick. That's not good.
Okay.
But yeah, because my mom, she has crashed her metabolism, just keeping it real. And she struggles when she does the Ultimate Reset to get all the food in. So
because she's used to eating so little all the time. Got it.
Yeah. But she still feels good after she does it. So
Well, let's switch over to the ultimate reset. I'm gonna share my screen really quick here. So
I do have a question though. So the difference in the ultimate reset, you're not supposed to drink Shakeology, right? Is that correct?
It's
um,
not on
What?
the menu. I think it is as an option. I think maybe the first week. I did not end up drinking it. I thought I was gonna have a really hard time because I'm used to drinking it every day, but I didn't seem to miss it that much. I think I had one shake in the 3 weeks.
Gotcha.
both times that I've done it, I've had Shakeology. I've had vegan. I didn't give it up either way, but I have it as the afternoon snack that is optional
mm,
to have an afternoon snack. So I would have it as an afternoon snack with just water. But I was able to keep my Shakeology, which it's almost going to be 12 years that I've had it every single day.
Wow.
And I could count like on one hand how many times I missed it. And it's because I could not keep it down in that many years. So
That's awesome.
not giving up
I
my
love my
shake. Sorry.
I remember buying the package with the shake, thinking that it was going to be part of it, but it really isn't. I mean, you can do it without the Shakeology.
Yeah.
If you want.
They actually, I think they say not to, but I was just like, no.
That's kind of like me with the working out during the 3-day refresh. It's like, no.
Well, I will say that personally, I mean, the whole design behind the ultimate reset, I don't see where, and actually now they've made it approved, the vegan formula. Initially it was not approved, but just the concept behind the ultimate reset, it is to reduce inflammation and to, heal internally. And so having the continual working out is going to reduce your body's ability to heal internally because it's continually trying to heal. That was actually something that Isabel and Darren talked about at Summit, the first year that I went to Summit when they first released this program. And they were saying, you don't want to continue working out because you're not going to get the same results. Whereas when it comes to Shakeology, I mean, it is in itself, I mean, I guess it's not 100% alkaline, but no food is. You're only, going to get closer to an alkaline state versus acidic, and it's not awful. In fact, it's got things that help with alkalinity. So, and as long as you do vegan, you're still not getting a protein source. Yeah, an animal protein. So I don't really see how it could be harmful.
I wonder if it's just because
yeah.
it's so complex that people won't be able to figure out if something in it is causing inflammation for them, because you're going into some pretty simple vegetables and products versus, I mean, there's how many things in Shakeology, and I wonder if that's just something where they just didn't want to, I don't know.
Except for the fact that while it is about healing, you do end up eating soy in, and that can be an inflammatory for some people. That can be something that is a trigger for people. So I don't know how much it's really necessarily like if you do have issues with soy, which actually I have issues with soy, but I still have phenomenal results with the program every time I've done it. So yeah. So
let's go over here really quick, because so everybody can see kind of, I didn't realize how much information like you have access to all the time in BOD. So it's pretty awesome, right? Because they have the ultimate reset is in the nutrition center. So if you just scroll to the very end, or if you go to the A to Z lineup of programs, it's going to be at the very end with ultimate starting with a U. So then you can go in here and there's a great start here video that really walks you through the 3 phases of the program and really kind of tells you the purpose of each phase. And then you have access to all your videos that shows you the food you're going to be eating. And then there's also the diary, which I watched a few of those today. And it's pretty cool because it's people just sharing how they're feeling as they go through it. And it's very real. They're like, some of them are like, I don't feel very good today. And some of them are like, I feel amazing. You know, so everybody's kind of giving their opinions there. And then the workouts that we were talking about, these are all right here also with the Ultimate Reset week 1 yoga, week 2 yoga, and week 3. And, you know, I was also thinking today, because part of what I didn't want to break up with my workouts, I think, is the routine of it, right? Because in the past, I've been really easy to flake away from a routine in fitness. And that's probably one of my strongest assets right now, is that I really stick to a schedule and a program. And I was thinking it'd be cool to do unstressed with this too. You still have 21 days where you're focusing in for, 10 minutes a day, and you still get that routine of, I can still go to my gym area and do it as, I can still get my leggings on if I need to and go down there and do my unstress and just feel like that's all still happening. And then the program materials. So this gives a great overview, and let's see here. I think I put it, nope, not that one. There it is. So this is the program overview, and it goes through every single thing that's in it. Let me scroll down here. So all the supplements. So it talks about why those supplements are part of the program and what they do to help you through this reset. So all of this is available in BOD right now. This was all here before I purchased the program. So you can go in and look at all of these things and, read up on it so that you have a good base of knowledge of going into it. And then we can also just talk directly here about people's experiences with it. Because I think, Kelly, have you done the reset too or no?
No.
So, okay. So Bev and Kim have both done it. And I'm going to start on the first, and we'll see if Lily joins in. So I don't know if there's something you guys want to tell people, I think, about your experience with it. I'm happy to hear that you both feel like there's plenty of food, because that was like maybe a misconception or hang up I had about it. Wondering, like, am I going to feel full? I know Kim really enjoyed having a lot of avocado. Not worrying about the blues.
That's right. I didn't have to worry about the blues. I did like that.
Didn't have to worry about yellows really either. I
Right.
Right. That's right.
I mean, yeah. There was
mean,
no
book is-
measuring out half a sweet potato or whatever, or a sweet potato. You get an entire sweet potato.
Yeah.
And
you
I'm not
did, yeah.
talking like a little dinky sweet potato. I'm talking you get a sweet potato.
I love it.
I remember, just being like really amazed that the book's over 100 pages. It's like 135 pages of information to read. So it's not something you can like get in and start the next day. And I remember the first week I went to like 3 different grocery stores to try to find everything on the list. And I guess one tip I would give somebody is that, to really look at the food recipes, because I did not need all the things on the list. Like, some of them on the list were related to, were options for people.
Oh, okay.
For options, so that I just didn't need them. And I think I still have some things in my cabinet that from last year. So, but some of those things you don't know. So I spent a lot of money the first week and then less the other 2, because you had to get some staples that you use throughout. And things that I wasn't familiar with that I use all the time now, like Bragg's aminos, or, just things, new things for me. I tried a lot of new things.
Yeah.
What did they use the Brags for? Just the saucing things up,
Yeah.
or
Mm-hmm. For like stir fry veggies and.
Yeah, that's what I used.
So the beans and rice.
Mm.
That
I'm
sounds
excited
good.
about beans and rice.
Me
See,
too.
I didn't really like the flavor of those so much, so I didn't use it very much. And there's miso soup that you have a lot. Like you were asking about soup, you can have miso soup practically every day.
Yeah. So I already make miso soup here. So I was excited to see. I watched that video today about sushi and the miso, and I'm like, oh, Jack's gonna love that.
That's so funny. See, I didn't know there were videos before, so I did not. But I found out myself that I don't like any of the tempeh and seafood and seaweed stuff. So I know going in that I will be using one of the sub meals. That was a really useful page. They have a page on sub meals.
Okay.
Yeah, in each week, and they give you a couple options for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Usually, it's like a sweet potato or something like that. I don't mind eating over and over again if I don't like the option. So I'll know that going in this time.
Are you talking about the page, the meals on a crunch or something like that? Yes.
I definitely use the In a Crunch one.
Yeah, we followed those a lot. Yeah. I mean, we would follow those, and then each week we would also look and just see if there were any. Yes, that one.
It looks that was me, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then here are all your options for week. But yeah,
we would look at like the week of all the different recipes, and we'd be like, okay, what do we like out of this? Do we remember? And we'd be like, oh, we definitely want this, and we definitely want this. And then from there we would go back to the meals, the crunch time meals or whatever, and then we would map it out. But yes, so like every week I would look and see what are we going to have, and then I would figure it out from there and create a grocery list. A lot of fresh vegetables were purchased every week.
Well, it's good to do it in the fall because there's a lot of squash too. You can get that delicatata squash, which is so good.
Yes.
And it tastes like cake. Like when you're doing the reset, that's like, oh my God, it's delicious.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I never knew how much I love squash. That was when I first developed my love affair for squash, because it started there. And then I wanted to try every single squash. And now I know which ones taste similar and which ones are a pain in the butt that are not worth cutting up.
Right.
Because it's like, nope, that was not worth my time. Those turban ones, the ones that look like hats or mushrooms.
Oh, yeah,
Wow,
that's
that's
hard.
That's
there you
delicata.
go. Yay.
Yeah. And see, you don't have to peel those. Delicatas, you can eat the skin.
Yeah, these ones, yeah.
That
I'll
looks like
stuff
an orange acorn. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Is it an acorn?
I
squash?
know. Yeah, it looks like an eggcorn. I don't know. I saw it at the store and I was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna stuff it with some ground turkey and some veggies. Same with
Nice.
this. So yeah.
Oh, see, I just take those delicatas, I cut them in half, I scoop the seeds out, and then I cut them into like just half moons, and I drizzle a little coconut oil on them, and then I just stick them in the oven and I roast them.
Oh, I haven't tried that. I'll have to try that.
And they're sweet.
Yeah.
They're sweet.
They're
I
yummy.
just cut them in half and put a little olive oil, and then I eat it with a spoon like ice cream or something.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. My favorite are buttercup. We like sweet dumpling. I'm not crazy about carnival. I'm not
What
crazy
is
about acorn either.
buttercup?
You've got all these
Is
squash names I haven't heard of.
I know. I always see them at the store and I was
Are
like,
these
well, it's a
Midwestern
squash.
squashes or what?
It's
It's a squash. Oh, I know that one. Okay, that's a buttercup.
Yeah. It's
And
also
what do you do
called
with that one?
Kabuka. It's also called Kabuka. One of my stickers
Oh,
says
yeah.
Kabuka. The other one says buttercup. These you have to peel. So you have to peel them, cube them, and then I just roast them. I don't even put anything on them. They're drier, but they're so buttery and sweet, and they're a vegetable.
What?
I feel like I got
Why do
it.
you have to peel them though?
The skin, it's just not.
I
You don't
think
wanna
she's
eat
just
it.
saying if you want to roast all sides. I mean, it could be
Yeah.
one of those where you cut
You-
it in half and stuff it too.
Yeah, you could do that, but
And then spoon
then
out.
it takes away from the flavor of the squash when you fill it with stuff. And I don't like,
Yep.
it's a pain to like scoop it out and like, no, I don't like that. I would rather peel it and just cube it.
Do you have a grapefruit spoon? Because it works really awesome in peeling or scooping the squash out.
Does.
Yeah, but see, I don't want to.
No, see, but don't
I've
you
done it plenty and I don't want to.
use it with just the seeds? That's where I use it.
Yeah, I just use a spoon to scoop out the seeds. But yeah, yeah, we just peel it and cube it up and roast it. And it takes, this only takes like 20 minutes at 425 to roast. When you cube it into like, bite-sized pieces. It's a fast squash. It's faster than butternut. Butternut will take at least a half an hour. So it's not, so this is softer than the butternut is.
Maybe we need
There's
to
the
have a
recipe
class
for
on
that.
squash. Should we have
I
like
really have a passion for squash, so.
I had no
really
idea,
do.
but now I know who to go to when I have any squash questions.
I love
So
And I'm
there's
gonna
the-
tag you in my squash picture. Like, what's this?
I love it.
Yes.
How do I
and-
cook it?
Yeah, well, but I hate to tell you because most of the time I want the flavor of the squash itself. So I don't like fill the stuff. Like the thing that I will fill, like, so I'll do spaghetti squash and I'll scoop that out and I'll, mix it with stuff and put it back into the thing and bake it, put it back into the shell and bake that. But most of the time I want the flavor of the actual squash. So it'll be pretty much natural. Like if I put anything on it, it'll be oil. Sometimes if it's a more savory squash, like sometimes, so butternut is more savory. I mean, it can go either way. You can sprinkle a little stevia powder on it or cinnamon and make it sweet. Or you can put a little salt and pepper and then you make it more savory.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the buttercup and the Hubbard squashes and the delicata, if they're good, then they're sweet. So
There's
Yeah.
also a recipe for that, the coconut Kabuka squash soup in the reset.
Ooh.
And I couldn't find that kind of squash anywhere, so I ordered mine from Amazon, and I think I got a really old one, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. So, but it was kind of dry, but it was a soup, but it still tasted kind of dry. But I think it's a good recipe. It's got coconut milk, and it also has garlic tahini in it, and it's a good one. I
What
like
was
it.
the soup you like so much, Kim? Was it the cashew zucchini soup?
Yeah, it's so easy, and it's like 2 ingredients, and I made that one a lot.
and we
After,
liked,
after the
we-
reset.
yeah, we liked the roasted red bell pepper sweet potato soup.
Mm.
That
I
was
love
our
the
favorite.
colors of the soups too. Very appetizing.
Yeah. They're not, I mean, the thing that stinks about that one though is that it's like, how do you containerize it? You can't. And it's so frustrating to
You
me.
see, that's not frustrating to me at all. I just eat the whole thing.
I'm like,
I'm
Well,
like,
I
so
mean,
it's
I
a
would
whole
think-
zucchini. Who cares? Like, I don't know. I got
Yeah,
17 cashews and a whole zucchini or something. I don't know.
yeah, well, we didn't really like that one, but I think it's because it was more, I think I would like it if it's warm and you add more vegetables to it, like maybe some broccoli or something. Yeah, I know. I don't like cucumbers at all, but
I just, it was easy. It was creamy. I think it was the creaminess that I didn't expect
Yeah.
because of because you have to soak the cashews for like an hour. That's the only.
Right.
yes.
And
Yeah.
then
But yeah, you're supposed to eat it cold though, aren't you?
I ate it hot every time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know why I kept thinking about it being cold, and I'm just like, I didn't like it.
I just ate it hot.
Like gazpacho or something.
Ew.
I'm like, no, thank you. But yeah, so my family loves the roasted red bell pepper soup. But yes, it's literally just a bunch of sweet potatoes, vegetable broth, red roasted red bell peppers. Is there red miso or miso? It depends, I mean, you can go either way, whatever you can get a hold of, but they do recommend red miso, I think, for that one.
Perfect. So it
Yeah.
sounds like we're gonna have good food. We're gonna have plenty of food. And then what did you guys do after you finished your 3 weeks? I know, like, and I've talked to Bev about it already, but like, did you just go like right back to your eating, or did you take some time, or what do you think was the best option after your 3 weeks is done?
I mean, I don't feel like I went right back in. Well, I know I was pretty tired of salad and fruit because that's really all you eat the last week practically. But it's not like I went out and had a steak and a burger and fries or anything like right away. And to me, the amazing thing was like I felt like I was kind to my digestive system, and that it did really feel healthier. And I felt like I could eat more for a few months and not gain the weight back. Like, I felt like it lasted a long time. Like it truly did have some benefits to my health. Like, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually sat at the lowest weight that I've been this last time for quite some time. It took me, because I didn't go right back to adding in alcohol or adding in processed really anything. And so I sat at the lowest weight that I've been since like high school. And which, I mean, even with the muscle that I've gained and everything, I was like right above my high school weight. I got all the way down to 113 pounds. I was like, I couldn't even believe that.
I did not do that.
Well, I mean, but as Lily and I have discussed, I apparently have a small frame, but
well, I used to have a small frame too.
but yeah, so I've been on this journey for, as I said, like close to 12 years, and down from almost 200 pounds. So, I mean, and yeah, my high school weight was around 110 to 112. So, yeah, to hit 113.4 one day, I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, it took me a while to start really putting anything back on. So.
But did you add in like animal protein right after, or I mean, did you keep it like chicken and fish, or because I'm just curious like how you felt and how much you wanted to put those things back in, not necessarily like throwing in pizza, but you know what I mean, just even some of the animal proteins, or even like Recover, or something with whey protein, possibly having that in that next week. I'm just curious if you had any like if you kind of slowly manage those.
I added Shakeology back in right away. I didn't and not the vegan Shakeology. I did the regular Shakeology in, and that was fine.
So it's not
And
like you experienced any kind of weird feelings after when you added things in. It was just more.
Yeah, it was more that I didn't want to. Like,
yeah,
I wasn't craving it.
Mhm.
Like, it took me, I had to really consciously add protein sources back in, because I was increasing I went immediately back to working out with weights and stuff. I can't remember what program we immediately started doing. It was MBF. Immediately went into MBF.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so I mean, we needed to add in protein, but it wasn't like we were dying to have it. It was just like, yeah, we need to do that. We need to make it work. I don't eat beef or pork, so I really can't speak on that. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I do eat plenty of chicken. I eat eggs. That was probably the first thing I got back into, was having eggs. So Shakeology, the whey formula, because I love chocolate. Like my favorite combo is half chocolate, half cookies and creamy. So
That's good stuff.
I've been putting half a scoop of Recover in the cookies and creamy, and it's so delicious and amazing.
Oh, I bet that is probably really good.
Really
But
good.
yeah, so I mean, I don't have yeah, I didn't have any issues with my stomach or anything having
Heading back
problems.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And you almost don't want to, because you almost don't want to like go 100% back, because you feel so good. It's like, I don't know. That was my experience, at least. Like, I didn't crave having a glass of wine or anything like that. It was just like, yeah, no, that's okay. And I'm a margarita person, so I like to have my margaritas.
Good to know.
And not
I'm
the skinny
also a
girl
margarita
kind.
person too. Like I like that too, but I don't drink them. I don't. Well, usually drink a lot, but I think I really probably ate less meat the whole forever after that. I mean, I was already like not you know, I mean, I love a good cheeseburger. That's like my favorite, but I don't regularly have red meat all that much, so it was good to have that time and feel like, oh yeah, I didn't miss it that much. I did miss cheese a little bit. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I know that's going to be tough for this Wisconsin.
I didn't want to bring it up because I don't even want to think about it, but
Don't tell me that.
You get avocado instead.
But I do,
you
I
do
love
get
lots of
all your
avocado.
fats, so
Yeah.
you do get avocado, and I was just looking like at a half an avocado is like a serving. So
Yes, it is.
And I love coconut milk and that kind of stuff too. So
Mhm. Yeah, it's so good. There's just so many good things. Yeah. it
well, I'm
really
all
is.
excited to try it now. I can't wait.
Yeah.
yeah, it was good to talk about it. Now I want to do it, and right now it's all coming up on my last year feed. All the meals I had like every single day. So
Nice.
I'll probably end up doing it every year at this time.
Cool.
Perfect. Okay, does anybody have any questions about either of those things? Otherwise, we can see if anybody has labels or other questions outside of 3-day refresh and ultimate reset. All right. And hey, Lily, I saw the cauliflower thins in the Portion Fix group. Someone asked about them, and I think you saw it because you commented below it with something else. And so they did count it as a half a green.
Yes. Yes,
How
I saw
cool.
that. Ours, yeah, mine are a little different. Oh,
I think your phone's ringing.
sorry, my phone's
Oh,
ringing.
please.
My husband's calling, and I'm on my iPad. Hold on just a second.
Yeah, if I remember right, it was like a half a green, a half a red, and maybe a half a blue, or it was a teaspoon or something like that.
Yeah, so mine were a little different than the ones that were posted.
Okay.
I don't know, either they weren't the same brand or they had a different amount of carbs, and it was a different amount of carbs to fiber to protein or something like that.
Okay.
And so yeah, the gal that had responded had said basically it was probably either like a half of a blue and a half a red and a half a green, basically.
Yeah.
Because
thought
mine
it
were
was
a
good that
little
they're-
different.
Yeah, I thought it was good that they're counting the green though.
Yes.
What are
yes.
these? What are we talking about?
So the
Are they wraps?
cauliflower thins, no, the cauliflower thins that she had. So I don't.
It must not have been
remember.
here.
Were those Trader
I
Joe's?
don't
or
have the
Costco?
no Costco. They look like little, like you would put, you know, whatever on them. So
Oh, like sandwich. Like
Yeah,
sandwich
so
thins.
Yeah.
so yes, like a sandwich thin. So I like grilled cheese on them with, you know, some turkey on it, or, you know, make a sandwich. So I use them as like a bun.
Nice.
So
And
Yeah.
it was, you know, it's for me, it's hard to tell when they go green with things, like how much of that, because I don't know how much of the cauliflower is actually bits of cauliflower versus, dehydrated or powder or whatever it is. So it's like, I thought it was interesting though, that they would count it partially as a green because it must be more chunky, I guess, in cauliflower versus, powder. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the person that responded, so I don't know, but she seemed to respond to everybody else's. So
I think it's Michelle Taylor, which she responds to everybody on there, and she's pretty spot on for the most part, from what I can tell.
okay. And cauliflower is the first ingredient. So, and
Yeah.
it doesn't state cauliflower powder, it states cauliflower. So, but I mean, again, nutrition companies and food companies can do whatever they want pretty much. And so I wouldn't be surprised if it was just cauliflower, but it tastes like there's chunks of cauliflower in these though. It's not, I mean, not in a bad way, but you can really taste the
Right.
cauliflower.
Yeah.
So, so I don't know. I really like them. Like I said, my grilled cheese are perfect on these. So a little bit of goat cheese, like soft goat cheese spread on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would
with
be
some.
good.
So the other day
Yeah.
I had an egg. So I had done 2 eggs in the frying pan, and then I did tomato and lettuce and a little tiny bit of goat cheese spread around, and that was my breakfast sandwich. It was so delicious.
Yum.
So yeah.
Hmm.
So
Nice.
just trying
Sounds
different
interesting.
things.
Do you have any labels?
I don't.
Man, it's 2 weeks in a row. What is going on here, Lily?
I know. Well, I have my squash that I bought. I don't have any labels.
Man.
So Kelly, you have
Yeah.
a label? No,
Nope,
see,
I
we're all
bought
labeled out.
vegetables. I bought vegetables.
There you go.
And
Everybody's
That's
they
great.
don't really come with a label. They come with like a little sticker with a number on it.
Exactly. I
I
had somebody ask me, I picked up 4 cans of black beans and they're like, she goes, what do you do with those?
That's
Like,
hilarious.
yeah.
I
I'm
eat
like,
it.
well, my son and my husband like to rinse them and put them on their salads. And we also do beans and rice. She's like, really? What type of rice do you use? Like, just brown rice? And then you can, add some salt and pepper, or you can use some soy sauce, or you can use Bragg's liquid aminos and to like flavor them. And she's like, oh, I'm trying to eat healthier. And I'm like, well, you're, going the right direction with single ingredient food items. That's good. You can do it. But yeah, it's like, what do you do with that?
Right?
Beans. I mean, they're beans.
I think back to like when I moved out. I mean, I moved out young. I was 18 when I moved out with my now husband. And I did not know how to cook at all. I mean, my mom cooked staples and she made salad. So we had rice and beans and chapatis and salad. And that's pretty much what we ate like all growing up. And so when I moved out, I didn't know anything about cooking at all. And so I learned from my mother-in-law, who likes to cook steak and potatoes and bread and like all the carbs that you can possibly, have at every single meal. And so that's what I learned to cook. And so I would be that person of like, what do you do with those? Or what do you season, those with? Or how do you make it healthy? I didn't even know about healthy. Like I just was trying to not burn everything.
Love it.
Yeah.
So
We had
I
a
like
lot
it.
of boxed food items.
Oh yeah, I did too. I feel like
Boxed,
as a 70s kid.
jarred.
Yeah.
Bagged, whatever, frozen.
It was all the rage then too to have boxed food,
Yeah.
right? Because it was
Sure.
new. It was new and exciting.
Or, you had the jar of Alfredo sauce,
Yeah.
and then you just had to make the noodles, and then you just had to like cut up chicken, and then you got a meal.
Wait. If it was a Big Mac, we put shrimp in it.
Oh no, see,
Then
shrimp
it
was
was like,
way too expensive.
we were like living high. Yeah.
First of all, the Alfredo sauce was a big thing all in itself.
We never ate like that. You guys, we missed out. I missed out on so much stuff when I was younger just because of the way we were raised. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that was
never.
when I was married. The Alfredo with the
Oh.
shrimp, that was
Yeah.
when I was married.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
That-
Yeah,
I
no.
still am married, to be fair, but that was when we were first married.
Yeah, we were first married. We did that too. The spaghetti Alfredo sauce, and you're right, chicken or shrimp or something. It was like,
Yeah.
woo.
Felt fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when we thought we were trying to get healthy, we would add some broccoli with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Throw in some
Yeah.
herbs. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Like, but you know, when you're really poor, then you pull out leftovers and you're like, oh, what do we got? Oh, well, we've got spaghetti and we've got burritos. Yep, we made spaghetti burritos. That's great. Let's have a meal.
Oh my God. One time I put potatoes in spaghetti and
There
I
you
was
go.
like, okay, it's a vegetable, whatever, you know.
And it was probably good. The spaghetti
I
burritos
was like, I
were
knew it was gonna
fantastic.
happen sometime, you know, like just put it in there with the pasta.
That's funny.
Or of course you have macaroni and cheese and tuna mac.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can really spice it up if you put some seasoned salt in there.
You get some Lowry's. Now that's kind of expensive though. You don't want to be like using that on everything.
Oh,
No,
I
but that was
just use that,
generic. What are you talking about? Generic seasoned salt. Lowry's.
oh, we just use the Campbell's cream of celery soup and the
Oh,
macaroni and
there
tuna.
you
I
go.
had cream of chicken
Oh.
or cream of mushroom and I think everything I made
Yeah.
as an adult. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That stuff is
That's
so
true.
bad for you.
So gross. We
Everything that I
cream
just
of
said was
mushroom.
really bad. There's
I had-
nothing that we ate that was good.
and look at us
Nothing.
now. We're doing so
I was just gonna say, look at us
No.
now.
No wonder I felt as awful as I did. Like I really look back at that and I'm like, how was I even existing? I really wasn't. I was barely making it
now
by.
you know. Now you know.
Yes. Yes.
How
All
bad is
right.
cream of mushroom?
How
I haven't had that in forever.
you say how
Ugh.
bad is it?
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. You can make
Yeah.
it
You know, my-
homemade really easy and it tastes better and it's better. You can make it a homemade version really easy.
Oh,
It's
because
just
my
a bechamel and some mushrooms and it's
yeah,
delicious.
my ex used to use that a lot.
Yeah.
He was
There's
the
a lot
cook.
of stuff that's in it that's just not even real. Like it's
Yes.
jelly.
I think that most of the Campbell's soups that are in those little cans are not real ingredients at all. A lot of chemicals. Like even the chicken and the chicken noodle. I mean, like, is that real chicken? It's so, it's like,
Little
what
chicken
is it?
squares.
Like little bits
like
of,
only one nugget could cut up in little tiny pieces. So.
I know.
Right?
And you get, like, how many servings in that can? Like,
Yeah, because you're supposed to add water to it and stuff too, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
do hate to admit, I got to bring up Dave for a second. I know he does eat the chicken and dumplings. I forget which brand. I know it's bad. It's got to be bad. Any of those cans.
Yeah, I don't know what the canned stuff looks like. I've never had chicken
I've
canned,
I
but
haven't.
I
I
would
mean-
I would look and see. And I mean, there's lots of homemade versions of that where you can do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
there are. I think there's actually a chicken
there
and
a fix-it one?
dumplings. Yes, I think there
I
is a
feel like I
chicken and
saw it too.
dumplings.
Yeah,
Yeah, there is.
yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like
That actually sounds pretty good to make it homemade.
Mm. Oh yeah, dumplings are way better homemade. I mean, my grandma used to make the chicken and dumplings like from, the carcass of chicken, and I mean, oh gosh, it was so good.
Yep, there's a chicken and
those-
dumplings.
Yeah, those
Okay.
big old dumpling. I mean, they were basically like matzo balls. I mean, they were big round. Oh my gosh, they were so good. They would make me so sick now, but I remember them being so good.
Well, all right, you guys, we're already 6 o'clock. Is there any questions to address for next week or anything? Connie, you ready to do the ultimate reset now?
I don't know.
We didn't really talk.
I'll
into
have to
it.
look at it. See.
Well, look in BOD, read it over.
I will.
See what you
Yes, I
think.
will.
And if anybody watching the recording has questions, and just pop them below the recording and we can all talk about it. And so again, some coaches are starting on October 18th. Some coaches are starting on November 1st. And meal prep classes this weekend, Sunday at 11. So we're doing lemon garlic chicken, which will marinate and then you can cook at your dinner time. Baked ziti with spinach, and a slow cooker, steel cut oats with apples. So, and that one's a really big recipe. So check that out before you go buy stuff, because you may want to cut it down. I'm going to cut it in half because I think I'll be the only one eating them. So yeah, and I'll get the shopping list out tonight because I failed to do
I was gonna
that.
ask, is the shopping list?
No, I've got it almost done. I worked on it a little bit today, so I'll post it in all the groups tonight and get that out there. Awesome, you guys. All right. Oh, I should get a picture really quick.
So when does everybody start in the reset?
I
You're
think
starting on the
most-
1st.
Most are the 18th, like Jess and Jen and
Okay.
Sue. I can't remember who else. I think they're all doing the 18th.
Yeah,
I can't
they're all
wait to
doing
hear.
the 18th.
I can't wait to hear how everybody feels, because that's like the best part. Like, I mean, the energy, the sleep. I mean, I had insomnia the first time that I was doing it, and I slept like a baby, and I would wake up in the morning so rested, like never before.
I can't wait for that, because right now I have 2 cats and a dog that sleep next to me, and I'm hoping, I'll just knock out.
You will.
I probably
You
should bring
truly
Felix
will.
and a dog on me.
You'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm telling you. It was like by probably the end of week 1. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Okay.
Oh my God, I would love to sleep well. I haven't had good sleep in a long time.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna have to document it all. Okay. Let me here so we
Let
can-
us know for sure.
All right. Ready? Cheese. Okay. All right. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you
Thank you.
later.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
All right, bye.